Oh, look at that strength.
Yeah, it's spicy.
We're gonna have some fun.
Good evening, DW Randomizer. Welcome to this Week 4 matchup in the Dragon Warrior Randomizer 2025 Winter League. Tonight we got Silly Dabbit, Opty7, Beta, and ic10as facing off, trying to get some big points going into Week 5. Hi everybody, I'm DK9146. Alongside me in the booth right now, Hoodie Two Shoes. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty great, and I think that this should be a pretty fun matchup. Most everybody in here needs a win outside of Beta, who would still be looking pretty okay, with a lower number of points, but a lot on the line for these racers, so really excited to see what we've got in store tonight.
No, absolutely well said. Yeah, all three of the other runners there, 5, 6, and 7 between Opty, Silly Dabbit, and ic10as respectively. Beta sitting at the top with a few others at 13. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Next week is another position round, and you want to at least put yourself in a position to be able to make those playoffs after Week 5.
Yeah, and I don't think that there's anybody here that is completely out of contention. I think even at 5 points, if Opti is able to take out a win this week and next week, could be potentially in with a play-in. So there's nobody that has nothing to play for right now.
Absolutely, but we got to count down the race room. We're about to have some fun, folks. We got random percent this week. We're going to figure it out as we go. What are these runners facing? What are we going to have on? What are we going to have off? Do we have some treasure guards blocking Erdrick's armor? Only time will tell.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of things to call out here. And immediately, we have Invisible Hero Sprite. The NPCs are visible, so that's the first thing we got going on. We'll have to see what's in the chests here.
Yeah, chest still doesn't give us the next little bit here. We're getting a cursed belt, so we definitely have randomized locations for things. Let's take a look at an herb. And do we have keys? Do we have keys? We do not have keys.
Okay, so definitely not going to need a rim with as much importance unless there's an important item there. We still could have random chest locations, and we do. So that's going to make our towns, even Breckenary, could hold something important. Have to see what's in the treasury here.
Yeah, the no keys will be nice for them because they'll be able to access. There's a ton. Oh, we have a treasure guard right here in the treasury with a green dragon on it.
Yeah, and we'll have to see if we have, doing 7 right away. It leads me to believe that we may have random monster stats on. With the yeah,
oh,
definitely.
Man! Beta takes it out. Silly Dabbit dies. Oh, buddy.
Yeah, 143 is pretty good XP, and looking a whole lot like we have random spell learning as well with all that. And there's the armor, so off to quite a start here.
And that was 116 gold, so no death necklace.
Oh, baby. So we're getting some good knowledge here at the start. Looks like we have full chaos in terms of rewards and enemy stats as of right now, because I don't think that was going to be our noodle with the ability there.
Yeah, in fact, that's a vanilla ability. We'll have to keep an eye on other enemies, see if that's full vanilla abilities or just dumb luck.
And the armor doesn't necessarily... Oh, there is a death necklace picked up for Silly Dabbit. Was that 1 in 32?
No, that was a glitch chest. It wasn't even, it was a torch.
Gotcha. So yeah, with the armor pickup, we still don't have any knowledge as far as open Sharlock or not. If that treasure card had been over a key item like the harp or the stones, we would know that the Sharlock would not be open, but right now we're still unsure.
Absolutely. So we got Mountain in the basement. There's several checks here. No stair shuffle, so we know at least that we'll stay in the mountain cave. There is a gold grind right away available down here.
Looks like Beta is going to avail himself of that gold grind. We don't know anything about random weapon prices or not, or if the shops are vanilla. So I'll have to find a town to see if that's going to come into play. And Beta's just going to pick up about 5k there.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Beta, the only one of our 4 runners to get through that green dragon. That werewolf hit pretty daggone hard.
Yeah, that's a 56 with the armor on, so not looking great. We'll see if Beta's going to be the first one to head outside here.
Yeah, the armor coming in huge. The other runner's not going to have protection from the swamp. I had a feeling we might have big swamp based on the 35 starting HP, and it looks that's to be the case.
Yep, and so far ic10as and Beta outside. Beta with that early 140 XP from the green dragon kill, getting off to a pretty good start with 45 strength and 49 HP.
Yeah, and interesting enough, he's swinging away. I know he's not taking a lot of damage from the stroll. He did get hurt more. I didn't see if he tried using it yet.
And there it is. 577 gold, 136, not bad on the XP, but 566 is quite a number for the gold.
Yeah, that's a big amount of gold there for sure. I saw Dabbit take something out for 6 experience. I think it was a Wraith, or maybe it was a Wraith Knight. I think I saw the word Wraith before it disappeared. There's another big level, 5 levels for, or sorry, 3 levels for Beta.
And we must have random XP requirements here because 400 something is a little bit lower than we should expect for level 9. So looking like we've got random requirements. Could be real quick, or we could get one of those huge gaps. That's hard to see, hard to know.
Yeah, we just saw it on ic10as side, confirming 10 XP to get out of level 1 jail. We'll see if Dabbit, yeah, that Wraith Knight I think is what he took out that ran away.
We do know that Hurtmore is going to come pretty quick for these guys. Beta was able to pick up a couple levels at once there at the beginning, but without too much trouble, our runner should be able to pick up Hurtmore and then have a pretty reliable way to take out these chaos enemies.
Yeah, and when they get that Hurtmore, I anticipate them at least going to attempt that back on the green dragon, see what's in there. No spells at level 2 here for Silly Dabbit.
And seeing the stop spell prevalence on this Wolf Lord, I'm feeling very comfortable predicting vanilla enemy abilities.
Yeah, I would agree with you for sure. Oh, there's another quick level up for Dabbit, and does get Hurtmore at level 3.
Gonna have to pay attention here to see if the zones are looking vanilla or not. I'm not entirely certain as of right now.
Yeah, it can be a little tricky. Although I think we saw some goofy stuff in Mountain Cave that would dispel that on the top. Because zones 0 through 2 can be pretty much whatever. It's the outer zones that are the zones that would be vanilla.
Yeah, so probably less likely that we've got the vanilla zones going on.
Boom! Right away, Hurtmore on this green dragon. Dabbit going to get some levels, and then get his Urdrick's armor.
And Beta did throw a torch, and it worked in battle, so we know that torches in Fairy Waters do work. So if we get a very high agility Dragon Lord 1, Fairy Water will be an option.
Yep, and now I see ic10as also testing that out. Beta getting in a battle with a slime that was hitting pretty daggone hard. We'll see if these other runners... well, ic10as just got his Hurtmore as well. We'll see if he goes and tries this green dragon real fast.
Yep, and everybody kind of in the early game phase of trying to get some XP up so they can, maybe take on that green dragon. And then Beta's really the only one who's set out looking for anything right now and has a fair amount of gold. If we find out that prices are random, he could be able to pick up a very high tier equipment if it works out that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Dabbit finding a couple 100+ enemies there. It's still early, and it's going to come down to what the random XP requirements lead to. Exploration. We do have a cave for Beta here. We'll see if ic10as decides to try this green dragon. Oh, there we go. I think they're making the turn this time.
Yep, and I think it only took like 14 damage to kill the one from Beta, so this is looking like if it hits, and it does, there's the armor for ic10as.
Yeah, unfortunately for Opty, just unable to get something going here. Has just been unlucky at getting anything to go down. Hasn't found out about the Wraith Knight, which seems to be our go-to enemy in Zone 0, and didn't get lucky on that green dragon.
Look at those prices. We do have random prices. Normally they roll pretty low, but that stuff is looking pretty expensive, and I think we've got vanilla shops here as well. So if you want the high-tier stuff, you're going to have to find Cantlin, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. That was some very nice prices. We'll see what Cantlin maybe I'll make up for it.
Yeah, because the flame sword and the silver shield could be, basically free, but that mid-tier stuff is a little bit out of reach, I would say. So let's see what's in the back of Garenham here.
Well then, Erdrick's sword, Erdrick's armor, and unknown whether we have an open Sharlock yet, but to be determined.
Yeah, and already level 10, so maybe this might be one of those fake outs where it looks like it's going to be an absolute jet and then something gets in the way, but there are signs of this being pretty quick right now, depending especially upon whether the key items exist or if there's just a bridge that already exists in a Sharlock.
Yeah, absolutely. I think from Beta's perspective at this point, the main goal here is kill things you know or can find that have experience. I'm kind of surprised he's actually doing this with one, no outside, and two, the potential to not need any extra items. I think I would probably expect him to push exploration to find Sharlock and can do some confirmation.
Does find a gold chest in one of the tablet locations. You have to remember that the random chest locations are on. It's easy to go into autopilot mode in places and not check the extra locations. And there's a token, so confirmation.
Well, and that worked out great for him. He's out a little bit on exploration, and as Chad's pointing out, doesn't want to have to come back here. And now he doesn't have to seek out Sharlock. He knows he's got to go find 2 more things and some turn-ins.
Yeah, definitely. And anywhere is as good a location to find an item as anywhere else. You're still looking, probably for one of those 5 chest caves, but sometimes they don't really have anything in them. So anybody's guess is as good as anybody else's as far as where you want to find those items.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, Opty did manage to get a couple Wraith Knights down. Just needs 1 more to get that crucial Hurtmore level at level 3, and then can really get into the game.
Yep, and Dabbit kind of been steady, not quite as much XP as Beta, but has been grinding a fair amount and is doing pretty well on XP. We'll have to see if Dabbit's going to check back at that green dragon and pick up that armor. Looks like it. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, Dabbit already has it. The only one that doesn't is Opty at this point.
Ah, that makes perfect sense. So heading back into Mountain Cave, it looks like.
Yeah, try to hurt more on that werewolf that did not land, had no effect, and the werewolf did 54 damage.
And ic10as catching up a little bit on the XP as well.
Oh, and chat saying I missed that completely. Opty managed to pull the 1 in 32 death necklace. We'll see. We'll see if that comes into play. Not since Brian Williams have we seen something of that nature.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Not really what you're hoping for. And here is the green dragon. Hurtmore lands, and now Opty is going to have that armor as well, and will mitigate all that swamp out there on the seed, and should have a better time staying alive.
Absolutely, and a good level pickup here as well. As Beta finds a town, it's Breck can have 2 chests, has neither though, and then there was a cave to the southwest.
And I think that Beta has sniffed out that the shops are likely vanilla and wants nothing to do with the bamboo stick or any of the other offerings from Breckenary.
Yeah, the small shield probably at like 14,000 isn't probably appealing.
Yeah, and already picked up that large shield, so really only looking to probably check Cantlin to see what the price of the silver is.
Is that swamp north and south on the same screen there? Yeah,
I only
it
saw
sure
red.
is.
That's amazing. It's the dream.
I should have recognized that when he went in. I saw the other cave, and I just didn't put 2 and 2 together. But there is another cave here. We'll see if this is anything of note.
Haven't seen any hard edge. Oh, this might be it's hard to know. Is that a hard edge? Could we have a normal size map, or is this maybe just a kind of small map fooling us?
TBD, I would say that it's a little too little to tell right now. That's another decent hard edge on the south coast there for Beta in a town.
159 on that Wyvern's not too bad at all. And we got Hawksness.
Yeah, I think you have to go try this right now, even with an unknown here. He's got enough resources to potentially pull something off.
Yeah, and having Hurtmore feels like a pretty good chance to kill something in one of these chaos enemy seeds here on the spike.
Well, a bunch of potentially high agility. Oh no, just could not run. I was like, he could not run from the ghost. He couldn't run from the scorpion. Gets another level.
Yeah, the stats are coming pretty well here, and if the requirements don't kind of stretch out a little bit, we could be looking, even with Sharlock not being open, we might still be looking at a little bit of a scorcher here, depending on the status of the spike tile DL1 and DL2.
All right, goes down in 1 hurt more. Isn't worthwhile for grinding and does find the harp.
Oh wow! So what? Beta's a stones away from having all of the relevant items for the seed, except for the trade-in.
Yeah, and just saw the staff cave not too long ago, so knows where to go pick that up. And another quick level here. Big HP and decent MP.
So yeah, MP looking like a little bit of the lagging stat. Strength is a little bit low as well, but this is progressing very rapidly for only being 13 minutes in.
Yeah, there's, I mean, a lot of these enemies, there's nothing outstanding yet, but there's a lot of decent enemies, so you're getting good experience all over the place.
And Dabbit finds a completely empty Stones of Sunlight cave, so that's a bummer.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to tick off your list, but, you know, it's a shame. You can get up to 3 chests in there and you get the nothing burger.
Looked like a Breckenary had no chests as well. I don't think that there was anything too particularly interesting in... well, I guess Garenham had the sword, didn't it?
It sure did. Yeah, Garenham, pretty huge.
And there's Sharlock on Beta's screen, sitting in a big swamp, which is not all that unsurprising.
Yeah, and since we know we need to build the bridge, it'll have to wait for a bit before we can find out if it happens to be a short Sharlock or not. We could still roll where we don't have to walk very far.
And, you know, XP's still relatively close here. I think Beta has a fairly significant item and advantage, exploration advantage, but as of right now, the XP is not very far away.
Yeah, precisely. I mean, we're within 1,000 of the 3 runners there. Opty just a little bit behind, having some struggles here in Mountain Cave. Finally, looks like they're going to be able to clear it out, and she gets the news of a pretty worthless mountain.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, and got to spend a little bit more time walking around. But without Radiant, I think Mountain is one of the more favorable places to explore. You can still do some time saving with Radiant, but it's less effective than the Grave or even Tablet.
And she fights a Wraith that dodges the first 2 hurt mores, lands the 3rd, and gives a whopping 13 experience.
ic10as sent back home, and we'll get back out there to explore. As Dabbit's going to take out a Magidrake for 48.
Yeah, it looks like he might be wanting to keep his stuff here. Going to go top off with the old man on the MP pool. Beta just getting tons and tons of exploration here. This has gone really well from Beta's perspective so far.
Yeah, he saw a town just above that water there, but it's looking like you're going to have to kind of go over and around to get over there, if that is indeed a new place that we haven't seen before.
Yeah, we definitely... Oh, a couple towns right next to each other.
We got Rim. Nothing in the shop here that Beta's going to be interested in, but going to get some MP back here at the inn and check out the Rimmeldar Community Center, as it is lovingly referred to.
Precisely, yeah. Up to 3. Oh, he's going up here. Maybe he forgot what he has already. Or he doesn't realize that it's... I think maybe that'll seal the deal. That was some really cheap, good equipment that doesn't matter now.
Yeah, if you didn't have the armor, that, 36 gold magic armor would be pretty nice.
Absolutely. But yeah, I'll assume he's figured out that it's vanilla shops at this point. It's a fairy water.
So yeah, with that other town nearby, and then the one across the water, Beta may have pretty good success finding what he needs here.
All right, yeah, since this is cold, that other one almost assuredly has to be Cantland. Just got to figure out how to get up and around to it, and can wrap it up. Maybe now he's figured out it's vanilla shops. He did just check that shop again as well.
Yeah, seeing the small shield at the bottom of the list in coal it's a pretty good indicator, as we find nothing in the search spot here in coal.
Yeah, and he gets nice view of this chest here. That old man sometimes likes to stand on top of that and kind of hide it from you. That's never trolled me at all.
Yeah, the NPCs, especially when they're invisible on top of the chest, it's just, like, when did it move? Bonk. Oh, no, not yet. Okay.
Well, here we go. Looks like you have to go across this bridge to the east and then up and left, and then you'll be able to get back south to that town.
Yeah, I think that the odds of it being Cantlin are maybe guaranteed at this point. As far as what we've seen, I think we might have seen all the other towns.
Absolutely, yeah. It has to be Cantlin or some kind of weird wraparound to one of the towns we already seen, but I'm pretty sure that'll be our final town.
So if there are coordinates, it could be the flute, I suppose. I don't think we've seen the flute, but other than that, would have to be the remaining item there, the Stones of Sunlight.
Yeah, absolutely. So that, a check on a silver shield, both of those will be nice items for him here. But on other news here, Dabbit does come across the tablet cave, so he will be picking up an item here in a moment.
Yeah, going to be getting the knowledge too, especially the token. Like, not only is it great to get the token, but it also tells you that Sharlock is not open, so it kind of makes you have to think one thing less.
Yeah, that's fantastic news. Yeah, you see Beta trolling around the south here, trying to figure out which spot that town was. It's probably just off screen here. There it is.
Yeah, it is out there. And we'll see if he heads straight to the shop to check for Silver Shield. Still checking maybe doesn't realize that it's the vanilla shop contents yet.
And I tell you what, honestly, the shops, when it's randomized prices, does mess with me because you get so used to seeing that number that when the number changes, it can just really throw your perception of the shop off.
Yeah, absolutely. And with 5,500 gold here, I would say the odds of the Silver Shield being affordable are pretty darn good.
Absolutely, and if it's within realm, we just saw there was a gold chest at the top as well. You could cycle that a couple times as long as it's not too time intensive and get a little extra cash as needed. But let's shoot for let's go for a $5 silver shield.
Yeah, and the defense already pretty high, so another 10 would put it at 88. And we don't know what we're defense breaking necessarily, but you got to imagine that you would be repelling quite a bit of the seed here.
Absolutely. So it looks like Dabbit finally kind of following along the footsteps of where Beta's been. He's going to get his sword here momentarily. Both chest locations in Cantlin are occupied here. And the second one, we get more gold. That was cursed.
All right, we'll see coordinates check here, almost assuredly. We got chords. 26 north, 49 west. Could be the flute, could be the stones.
Absolutely. Slightly weighted coin flip towards the stones. And didn't check the only shop he needed to go check. Maybe only seeing 4 items there will finally kick it in. No, he's just
not
walking
going to
out.
go check. Oh, well, it might not be that big of a deal. It's only the 10 defense, and it really might not matter even at all in the seed.
Yeah, I think the big thing is being able to repel enemies throughout Sharlock if it does turn into a lone Sharlock.
But yeah, when watches it back, we'll probably be like, oh yeah, would have been easy to realize. But when you're racing, and especially like you said, when the numbers are different, you're presented with something that you don't normally see. It's just so easy to kind of lose track of something that for us, when we're not playing, is a little bit easier to pay attention to.
Absolutely. Well, there's the jerk for Dabbit, getting more knowledge in the back of Garenham. He's got his sword, picking it up slowly here. Beta in the top of grave. We'll see what he opts to do. He doesn't have outside, does have a slightly weighted coin flip that the stones are going to be, at the coordinates here. So we'll see how he moves about this.
We haven't seen really a golden goose enemy on the seed, but there have been a number of enemies that are worth, 100, 150-ish. So there seems like a pretty good feast available out on the world, but nothing, to gorge yourself on necessarily.
Oh man, and this Magi Wyvern, a lot of HP here. He's done some damage, a couple hurt wars just to get 85.
And I didn't see it, but Destiny in chat telling us that there's a pretty big XP gap to get to level 14, and we don't have heal more, so at the very least we would need 14, but potentially more, so we'll probably have to find a good grind here.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the big things when you have random experience like this and random XP rewards from enemies is really paying attention to your zones, especially if you happen to find a zone that's either desert or hills that gets higher encounters, because there's a lot of swamp they'll go through otherwise.
Yeah, even in standard, I think it's just a good habit for all players, but especially newer players, to try to be thinking about the zones that you're in, and even if you're not fighting at the moment, if you see something that could be useful later, just kind of noting down where potential grind spots are is always going to pay off.
Boom! Flute inside grave indicates that our coordinates will be our stones for sure.
And even if it's not useful, that's a fantastic find right now, because that solidifies for beta that the coordinates are the last item that is needed, and just need to get the rainbow drop traded in after that and get some XP.
Taking a death warp here, I think, is the appropriate method, unless he manages to somehow kill this. I mean, he's got a chance, I guess. He had to do about 150 damage to the first one.
Ooh, and ic10 is finding out that the Droll Magi is worth a robust 4 XP there.
Beta was getting worried about dying or killing the Magi Wyvern, and ended up using a hurt spell just to do minimal damage there. But yeah, everybody else kind of just trolling around the overworld here. Like I said, we have Dabbit kind of following along behind Beta's footsteps. ic10as maybe finally getting into some of those locations. Opty's still a little back on the XP train here, but getting into some areas here as well. We'll see if anybody can put it all together.
Yeah, and with us not knowing how much XP it's going to take to get to the Heal More spell, Beta does look to be in a pretty commanding lead, but there always could be some XP variance. Maybe somebody finds that Golden Goose enemy, or who knows what the Dragon Lord has in store. So it's not necessarily over, but it is looking pretty strong right now for Beta.
Yeah, precisely. He is attempting to do this count right now. It is a little windy going towards the northwest that he has to ultimately go, and with no repel is having to take encounters as they come, but we'll see if he can pull it off.
Yeah, in my personal experience, getting enemy encounters while I'm trying to count can definitely throw off what I'm doing. So good on Beta for keeping it together here with those encounters.
Yeah, I think this basically where he's going. It does seem like it is going to be countable, but I could definitely see an argument for picking up the Princess if it's not too terrible and you can get through the spike, just because then you have the Princess to be able to figure out when your next levels are coming as you go.
Yeah, having access to Gwaelin's Love when you're in the grind situation and the go level is sketchy or not sure. Knowing if it just takes 300-400 XP to get another level is huge.
All right, the count continues. And he's doing a lot of pausing. Dabbit picked up his harp, going to go do the exchange. ic10as and the Hoxness right behind should be able to get their harp as well. We'll see, and they know where to go.
And this count is looking like it's very close to this. Was this the Stones Cave, I think, up here?
It sure is, and must need to go across that water.
So we may be seeing a princess rescue here, or maybe just a count in another direction to go somewhere else.
Oh, that's miserable. Yeah, I don't know exactly how far away this area, like where Dabbit and ic10as are with the swamp cave, but it might be well worth trying to at least go do that.
And looks like the counting is over right now for Beta. And another thing that I didn't mention, but with the Invisible Hero, also I think it can be a little bit harder to count, just because watching the sprite move can be pretty helpful, and sometimes it can just your brain's a little bit less able to count when it's just a invisible screen moving.
Yeah, that is a very good call. Even if you didn't have the armor, you could get the little tick 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 from the swamp, but you're not getting out with that armor on.
This is like the first real roadblock here for Beta. Has been pretty much pedal to the metal since the beginning. Got that early kill on the Green Dragon to get the armor, and then has just kind of been finding all the locations. So this is kind of like the first cog in the gears here. So ic10as is only about 600 XP behind, catching up a little bit on XP.
Yeah, ic10 has been maintaining fairly well. Dabbit's been maintaining anywhere from like 700 to 1,000 hit or miss. They're all taking shots at these 1 to 170 XP enemies here. Opty kind of maintaining now that they got out of their early jail, but still, you know, a couple thousand back. But also finding a important tablet cave here, so going to get their token here shortly.
Yep, and that the token is important, again, just for that knowledge that Sharlock is not open, and you gotta go do some more work.
Well, here we go. Beta does go into the swamp cave. We'll see what's on the spike here. I'm not sure if any of the runners have checked that yet or not, but we'll see the spike here momentarily, see if we can get us a princess. Princess might also have a chest.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Dabbit got a good zone or what, but it seems like a pretty quick infusion of XP and is pulled ahead of ic10as and is very close to Beta now, at least in terms of XP.
Well, slightly beefy Rogue Scorpion, 163. There might maybe just a couple successive... Oh, now he sees Caitlyn. All right, so getting some information here.
Yep, and I think that going to try to find Caitlyn is going to lead to those other two towns, so Dabbit should be in pretty good shape here to get the rest of the information, get those coordinates, and kind of be on the way.
Yeah, ic10as in the exact same area. They're both in Rim simultaneously here. That's a couple locations now. Princess Gwaelin pick up for Beta, but thou must. And yeah, we'll see how both these other runners, top left and bottom right, play the grave with knowledge of the chords here in a moment.
And now suddenly we can see where we are on the screen because of Princess Gwaelin, so thank you, Princess. Although she does disappear when you walk north.
Yeah, it's a real interesting selection of the use of the sprite, but it makes sense because the hero would be blocking it out under normal circumstances, so...
And Opty picks up her sword and Garenhem here, so gets that extra 40 attack power, which is always helpful.
Yeah, it's nice to see Opty's got that one piece of the puzzle ic10as did overlook, which is that tablet cave. ic10as not coming across tablet yet, and we know they're in they're nowhere close to that right now.
And with the rainbow drop underneath Garenhem, you will have to go back there, but it would be nice to have gone in there and gotten that sword early on.
I like ic10as being a little thorough there, just in case they were on the wrong tile, just making sure they were four south of the water there, and doing a couple extra searches just to make sure. That would be terrible to overlook.
And having access to return, Beta is able to make it back to the castle, going to talk to the wise man here and get some healing services. Go turn in the princess and obtain her love. So we'll have to see when Dabbit and ic10as make their way up to Caitlyn if either of them check the locked shop, and we get a quick look at the silver shield. Not sure it's going to be super relevant, but extra 10 defense always feels good.
Yeah, absolutely. Or just in case you get some enemy that has some silly agility or something, causing you some issues here.
Yeah, if it's the difference between having to spend MP on a spell or a sleep or a hurt more on the way down to Sharlock, or just being able to repel right past it, that could be very important.
Yeah, that's crazy. Looking at Dabbit here, he is what, about 350, 400 behind Beta right now. Beta still a little bit of an exploration lead, having checked the top of Grave, having gotten the coordinates, having turned in the Princess, and starting to head to what we know, and he knows for sure, is a Stones.
Yeah, Beta is very close to being able to just trade in for the rainbow drop and settle down somewhere for XP. Always easier when you're on a dedicated grind to skyrocket your levels. When you're walking around, it's a little bit harder to maintain that level.
And this is an interesting divergence. Dabbit sees the cave, opts to go to the cave first, even though he's seen the town and should also know that that is Caitlyn. Is going to do these top checks, so they'll have knowledge of the fairy flute up here before going to get the cords.
Yeah, that's one of the nice things about checking the grave is getting or at least seeing the flute lets you know that the chords are going to be the stones there.
Meanwhile, we finally got out of level 13 here for beta. Some more stats overall. MP still slacking a little bit, but that lack of heal more is going to be an issue.
Yeah, and looks like MP is really the main thing that we're looking for here. I mean, you're always happy with a little bit more strength, but I think that it's going to be MP that's the real defining factor here. We will get heal more by level 16 in this flag set, though, because the spell learning is not vanilla, so 50% chance to get it at 15, and guaranteed at 16 if it doesn't come at 15.
Absolutely. There's a flute for Dabbit. There is a heart for Opty, taking out that Poltergeist and Hawksness. I believe Opty has also seen the turn in, so should go get a staff here momentarily.
And I don't believe that ic10as has checked that locked shop in Cantlin here either, but is getting the coordinates.
Yeah, we'll see what these other runners, once they get these chords, if they opt to try and do this count, or if they're just going to do an immediate, let's go get the princess.
Yeah, we know that getting the princess is going to be a very good idea, but you see 26 north, 49 west, you may think about counting. Invisible Hero, though, could be influencing that decision as well.
Absolutely. So here we go. Beta's still pressing here, and picked up some good experience here again. They're in the zone is just going ham. It's got that green dragon for sure. We'll see what else is showing up here.
Silver Shield 132. I think it was 72 for Flame Sword. So, yeah, I mean, not that anyone needs the Flame Sword in this Well, I guess AC doesn't have the Erdrick Sword, so able to pick up both of those items very cheap.
Yeah, I mean, nice and beefy defense there. We'll see if that comes into play at all.
And we got 7, 1, 6, 14 MP repel and heal more at 15. So looking like max MP of 80. That's 10 heal more. I'm not sure. It's kind of questionable there as far as if you want to go or not.
Yeah, we'll see what he decides. He's got a decent enough zone, but just unknown what that next level is going to be. Meanwhile, ic10as did throw on a Fairy Water, is looking to try and maybe count this out. Dabbit should go check these chords here in a moment and then know for certain that this is the stones. Has seen everything else unless they overlooked the Death Necklace cache.
I neglected to note that Beta got 7 extra strings, so at 137, I think it's probably gonna go if he gets these stones.
And you never know. You might just look into look into the next level, but it's just shy of 3K away.
Yeah, that is, I mean, it's not going to take the longest time, but without one of those 200, 300 XP enemies readily available, it will be a significant time investment to get level 16. So I guess we don't know the stats of the Dragon Lord, but I feel like you got to at least check Charlock to see if it's short, and if it is, just take a poke in.
I think I agree with you. I think you have to, when you need another 50% increase on experience, I think you have to give it a shot. And Beta right there got a couple extra steps. Goldman Treasure Guard.
Goldman with a decent amount of HP there gets taken down. 114 is not bad. So for Beta, just a matter of making his way back to Garenhem, getting the Rainbow Drop traded in, and then likely to take a stab at Charlock here, but we'll see what he decides to do.
Absolutely, and it looks like Dabbit has immediately made a decision to go get the princess. We saw ic10as did attempt to start a count, but then they're now back inside of Tantagel, so not sure exactly what we're looking here.
Maybe he hasn't finished Mountain Cave, wants to go in there and just make sure that there's nothing down there.
Yeah, and to be fair, I forgot ic10as hasn't found Garenham, so doesn't have that sword, hasn't found the Tablet Cave, so doesn't have the token, so a little bit of lost knowledge there so far.
Yeah, routing order really comes into play. I mean, all seeds, but especially one like this, where if you go the right direction, you can just completely avoid certain locations.
Well, David gets that next level 14. Isn't that far off of level 15 based on what we saw from Beta there. About another 1,000 experience, give or take a little. No, about 600, 700, because Beta's definitely taking some extra encounters, but about to get that rainbow drop.
Yeah, and if you keep getting those 100 XP one-shot armored knights, it won't be too long before Dabbit gets the heal more and potential go level as well, as Beta gets that rainbow drop and is likely going to make a beeline for Sharlock. Looks like Dabbit's going after Gwaylin as well.
Yeah, he made that south turn immediately after returning from those cords, so I think this makes sense.
And I'm not sure where Opty is right now.
Grave.
Looks like Grave. So she'll find out about the flute and potentially have a similar knowledge situation. I guess she doesn't have the harp yet.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's hard to keep up with 4 people. I know. Maybe I missed that. I thought she was in there. But there's a princess. We have a short Sharlock, and let's see what we're about to get into. Beta's going to give us a lot of information here about the incident game.
Yeah, this could be absolutely free, or it could be horribly frightening. So, or somewhere in between. We'll have to take a look here.
Our Dragon Lord's looking to be a little poor today though. The main treasury completely bare. Does have a side chest up there in the top left.
Yeah, leaning more into the human side, I guess, than the dragon hoarding side this go round.
Yeah, he was supposed to do that last week though. That's when we were having some human Three's Company love. This week he's supposed to kick our butts. Well, and we may very well see that here in a moment. We may very well see that in a moment. Our spike tile tonight is a triple shot of Poltergeist.
And with that hurt spell, not likely to pose too much of a barrier there with 2 shots and it's down.
All right, stage 2 here. Stage 2, DL1. How are you going to be tonight?
We got hurt more.
All right, sleep and hurt. Nice. That's nice. Yeah, sleep block lands it. Should be fairly free. If it doesn't have too much HP.
Yeah, and it's only attacking for about 20 or something, so this seems well within the realm of acceptability.
That 8 doesn't inspire, but you know that, I mean, it's throwing on a lot of spells. And there it goes. Yeah, so it had low HP. All right, DL2 time, baby.
Yeah, we got 9 heal mores, so gonna get that stop spell out. Let's see if it lands. It does land. So unless the Dragon Lord is toting particularly high HP, I feel like Beta has pretty decent odds here to take this down.
Yeah, I think he's just short of being able to get to the normal range. He needs it to roll a little low here, or to show up with sleep all of a sudden, or show up with a heal really fast.
Yeah, a death here could potentially open the door, but I think he's still looking to be in a pretty strong position, considering that nobody else has a rainbow drop as of yet, or even the stones.
Yeah, Dabbit's in position to pick up the stones here momentarily, but has not been getting more experience at all, so still needs to do that piece.
Yeah, deciding to run from that green dragon, which could have put him a little bit closer there, but just on a mission to get those stones.
All right, last heal more here for Beta. Going to get most likely 2 attacks, a very low chance at 3. Oh no, he should get 3 attacks here to close out. Let's see if it's enough.
And with the 5 HP roll, not enough.
All right, I definitely did not count that. I don't know if anybody in chat. 148, thank you, LOZ Cards fan. And yes, to answer a question, is DL2's HP random? It is. We have Chaos rolled on from that perspective. So anywhere from 100 to 230 HP for our Dragon Lord.
All right, so if you're beta at this point with the knowledge that you have, you may be just looking to get a little bit more XP. You know it's going to be a couple thousand, so it won't be the fastest, but you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I had about 2,600, 2,700 to go still here. So right around that 9,000 XP for level 16 here. And there's the gold man down for Dabbit, gets his stones. So he's in go get a rainbow and grind mode. We'll see how Dabbit, I fully anticipate he's going to do the same thing. May even give it a shot at 14 based on him not taking on some of those battles.
I don't think Healmore came until 15, so probably we'll get at least 15.
Oh, that's right. Good call. Yeah, I forgot about Healmore. So yeah, I got to get 15, but I think we're gonna see a rinse and repeat on everybody's screens for that.
Yeah, it's just so hard to get to that point with the stats and to not go and try. So I would be very surprised if Dabbit didn't. But it would be a great move for him if he didn't, you know. But it's going to be really hard to make that play.
Well, I mean, there's your enemy of the seed right there, Wolf Lord 236, beta taking it out.
Yep, and there's a couple enemies in here worth 50 as well, but really just hoping to see that Wolf Lord. And beta should be at level 16 without too much trouble, and really just looking for some more MP here. Strength would help as well. Those are the two stats you want. I guess some HP could give you some double chances. It's all good.
Yeah, not too much HP to where Opty decides to try and use the Death Necklace, though.
Yeah, that would be not ideal.
Yeah, Opty does come across the grave, is giving us a full tour of it. So, not going to find anything of note.
And with Radiant coming late, it's pretty painful to do the full grave dive here. And I didn't notice, but Dabbit also picked up that silver shield for the extra 10 defense. Although with the short Charlock, not sure that the extra repelling, and with Charlock being kind of far away, may not come into play all that much.
I mean, it gives the runners with the silver shield just a slightly higher chance at pulling off a random double. Does get the information about 3,000 for the next level, so it's 8,500, just shy of 8,600, and we'll see what he opts to do.
Yep, as Beta's killing some more Wolf Lords here and is getting pretty close to that 16 mark. Notably, I think Beta only has 3 deaths on the seed, so that is pretty good.
Yeah, Beta just got he got that really nice green dragon kill on the armor immediately, so didn't have to deal with the swamp like the other runners did on the initial. And one of the big differences for him getting out early was the big experience and jumping straight to level 7 gave him hurt more, getting that armor, both very huge.
Yeah, just one of those kind of race-defining moments where you get something a little bit earlier than your opponents, and it kind of snowballs into a bigger and bigger advantage.
Absolutely, but as anticipated, here goes Silly Dabbit into Charlock. It's not out of the realm of possibility. We anticipate a lost Healmore along the way from a stop spell perspective, most likely. Additionally, you got to remember Beta did have an ambush and had the Healmore immediately on the DL2 phase as well, which set him back a little further. If only Dabbit realized this is a 2-shot away from killing.
Now we get the attacks in there. Get your paltry 30 XP for your effort.
Yeah, I definitely can understand with the low MP not wanting to try and blow that, but yeah, don't be afraid to try attacking. Sometimes that's your easiest solution out. Some of these difficult enemies can go down in 1 or 2 shots.
And another poltergeist showing its face and gonna get swung down summarily. Yeah, we know that the DL1 has sleep and hurt more, so stop spell on DL1 looking like pretty important. We didn't see any spells on DL2, so maybe a heal spell, maybe a very low frequency sleep, but could be nothing.
Yeah, I think we're almost assuredly down to either a heal or a nothing at this point. He had enough attempts to throw out a sleep, unless we just got a really. I mean, it is beta. There is always that chance it was a fun RNG roll here, but silly damn it, finding out about all the poltergeists on the spike tiles tonight, and a few steps away from a attempt at least.
Yeah, and we'll have to see. Potentially maybe that extra 10 defense could be the difference between a double or not. And maybe Beta was very close. We'll have to see.
Yeah, there goes the last couple herbs here. A little low on the HP total here, and is using a full heal more. Kind of surprising. I thought he might just use a heal, use the residuals for stop spells.
And Beta gets an additional 6 attack power, 3 agility, 10 HP, and 2 MP. So that's 6 attack power, and the extra little bit of HP is probably going to put Beta over the edge here. It looks like he's thinking about just going straight there. I didn't see the number, but probably saw that the next level was not what he wanted.
I couldn't tell if it was 2,000 or 2,800, but either way, it's a little bit away.
Yeah, another 10 Wolf Lords or so, maybe 11. Gonna favor trying to go again.
Dabbit not having luck with not sleeping and not having luck with stop spell landing. I mean, this is already pretty much a lost cause here, and I think you just gotta call it at this point.
Yeah, Dabbit had the accidental run against DL2 in the Hate Memorial race, and potentially could go for the intentional run here in this race.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, he could hope for a high sleep frequency DL2 and be able to get a lot of free shots. As we know, that's not going to be the case.
Yeah, very likely going to end up in a death here, and then maybe a decision for some more XP.
Question, did level 16 yield anything? I think level 16 probably yielded false hope and disappointment, most likely, but there's always a chance.
Yeah, it gave us 6 strength and 10 HP, so I'd say it's relevant. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but it's enough to go try again for sure.
And again, it's the RNG factor. Remember, Beta's basically essentially down 2 heal mores going into that fight. This time, if things go the right way, maybe that doesn't happen, although we did see Dammit get ambushed by DL1 and slept immediately and then multiple fails. We'll find out. He's back in Charlotte.
Yeah, and now that Beta has seen a lot of the attacks from DL2, he's got that 2 extra MP. Could use that on DL1 and then potentially have another heal more to use, and just wait to see if there's a heal on the back end.
Spell had no effect. Dammit played it perfect for what he had to do there. Timed it the last second to throw that hurt more, but a 1 in 16 chance to land, not very likely in most scenarios.
You gotta love him for having the mental acuity, though, to go for the play. Like you said, he did exactly what he needed to try to get that done, and wouldn't have been done any other way. So gave it the best chance he had.
Absolutely, and we'll see what he decides to do. Is he going to go give it another try, knowing that he had a pretty unfair shake at that stick there, getting whooped by DL1? Looks like he is at least heading in the general vicinity of that direction.
And here we've got Beta. Gonna reject the Dragon Lord's offer, presumably again, and we'll see if this go-round goes any better.
Gets first action, lands stop spell immediately again, so in a at least initial very good spot. And now he's got a question. He knows almost assuredly there's no sleep. He's exactly at 10 heal mores. Does he opt to forgo a stop spell in lieu of having that 10th heal more going into the Dragon Lord 2 phase?
Yeah, that's definitely a runner preference choice there. I'm not sure that you could get a solid answer on, what the objective best thing to do is. I might opt to not use it.
Yeah, he starts swinging. I think I agree with him. Gets off with a strong 22. I think I agree with him on this. You know, if it bites him, it bites him. He'll figure it out on the back end. But in a much stronger position, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, definitely. And getting some doubles here right off the bat. So that extra 10 HP already coming into play. Just real fantastic start to this fight for Beta. Looking to get another double here as well. 47.
Until 49. Oh, that's rough. That's silver shield.
Yeah, the shield could come into play. I'm not sure if that's going to be the difference maker or not, but that was a case where having the shield could have been the difference. And there's another double, so that HP gain from level 16 is definitely coming into play on this fight.
Yeah, we're in the home stretch here, but I mean, and based on the amount of hits he's had done already here, extremely unlikely that this was going to be doable at 15 based on how that fight. But there we go. Get those GGs out in chat for Beta Strep. Going to pull off the W tonight and be in a solid 18 points, assuredly in the postseason.
And a very well played seed from Beta, just from the beginning to the end. You know, got off to a great start with that fortunate Green Dragon kill, but just never looked back and had pretty much pedal to the metal the whole time. So just a great showing from Beta.
Absolutely. I'm sure we'll get him here in the booth here in a moment. Meanwhile, Dabbit back for round 2 at level 15. On the other side of the screen, though, we have ic10as at level 15, Opty at 14. Both still missing critical pieces here. ic10as just not locating that little jut off down to where Garenham, the tablet, still missing Erdrick's sword, still missing the tablet. So that we'll see how much that impacts them.
Yeah, and now especially, you know, the metagame aspect, if they've got the race room open and they've seen that Beta has finished, sometimes that kind of can get into your head and, you know, make you go a little bit hastier than you might think you need to go.
Yeah, and here's Dabbit. He's into the DL2 phase as optimal as he can possibly be. Has that same knowledge that almost assuredly no sleep because he had an initial DL2 fight. Albeit a little shortened, but just not quite with that extra attack power or extra HP, and is going to have to get some good swings.
Yeah, the extra 10 HP, the extra 6 attack power, and then the, you know, essentially extra heal more by having the 2 extra MP, all very relevant.
Yeah, it was a fantastic combination of things, all things considered there. It saved him a heal more, the ambush not happening saved him a second heal more. The doubles came into play because of the extra HP, so just a culmination of all those stats. And there we go. We got Beta joining us in chat. GG's, man. How you feeling?
That felt too easy. I was nervous the entire time.
Well, I'll let you know this. It started out fantastically for you. You took out the Green Dragon, several levels, armor right below it. None of your competitors were able to pull off that same feat, and so they were faced at not having that initial injection of hurt more and levels and having the armor like you did. So that kind of put them in the hole immediately. Most of them came around pretty quick, but that seems to be the big difference is getting you out of the gate.
I guess that isn't too surprising. My initial instinct was to run away from the green and just leave it there, but then in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, wait, this could very well be chaos, and I started with a lot of strength, so let's take a shot at it, and it actually worked, which I was just completely shocked at that.
No, it was absolutely hilarious, especially knowing that you had 35 HP to start, and then we saw the swamp coming down the stairs, almost assuredly going to be big swamp, and it was, so, you know, it kind of negated that right away. Dabbit, 0 for 2 on level 15 now on the Dragon Lord, is immediately heading straight back, though. Does not seem to want to do any more grinding, potentially. We'll see if he goes for round 3. Our right runners still just unfortunately running into some nasty exploration luck here and missing some key components. Opty will be in grind and go momentarily, though. Has the princess turned in, getting ready to go find the stones now.
it looks like Dabbit might be going back at it again. From what we know, the extra stats on level 16 were pretty influential in getting doubles and doing more damage, and that extra 2 MP giving you another heal more. So it seems like a pretty relevant level.
Yeah, I would like to say that the exploration was kind of painful, like especially with that count. Like I didn't go northwest of start initially, and then I tried going northwest. I'm like, oh man, I have to go all the way around, and I just immediately decided I was getting Gwalen. I was not going to mess around with that.
I had one other question for you though, Beta. Did you ever realize that it was vanilla shops out of curiosity?
No, I wasn't paying super close attention to the shop contents. I was more interested in the shop prices.
Gotcha. I was just curious because I was like, for sure, I think he's got to know after this one, because like Garanham has the 7 items which you can never have and otherwise. Because ultimately, as you see, the other 3 runners did pick up that silver shield. Not super consequential, all things considered, but I think it was what a couple $100 or something, or maybe even cheaper.
I think it was like 76 or something like that, or like 100.
Yeah, I think I only skipped a couple shops. The locked one, of course, in Cantlin, which isn't locked because we didn't need keys. And then there was, I think I skipped Breck as well.
Yeah, and that's when I thought you had figured it out. I was like, oh, he's skipping Breck because Breck shop stinks. But and I'm wondering if Dabbit's either just heck bent on trying to get this done here, or is metagaming himself and figuring that you finished that you had to have done it at the same level, where obviously that's not the case. He has a chance to pull it off, but he's just got to have rolls really go his way.
Yeah, I think you would have to average probably 14 per swing, or get at least 1 clean double to make it work. I'm not entirely sure what DL2 had. I think I rolled 180, and in my first fight I rolled 148, I think.
Yeah, I know chat called it out for 148 on the first. I believe it was called out 185 on the second one. So we had it ranged some 166 to 185.
Yeah, that's a fair bit of HP to try to cover at 15. Like, after I failed the fight, I'm like, I know I'm losing something on DL1 with that sleep hurt more combo, so I just decided I had to grind it.
No, it made sense, and I was curious if you were going to do that or go back because of the ambush costing you that extra heal more on the DL2 phase, but I think it was the right call either way, and it didn't really take that long with those wolf lords showing up.
Dabbit manufacturing a double there with the attack on 47, survives with 1, and gets a bad heal more there. So gonna be negated, that double.
Yeah, he manufactured 1 already. That was a second. But yeah, I think he's taking the necessary risk for what he's trying to attempt here.
I wanted to ask Beta, you got off to a pretty decent start, and then what was there anything that was kind of in your strategy or mindset as far as when you were thinking about going out and exploring? Like, were there flags that rolled on or off that influenced the decision to go out when you did, or was it just kind of like the availability or unavailability of XP?
The start pushed me toward exploration just because I lucked into armor and hurt more and a fair bit of stats just right away, so I just figured I should push very aggressively. And the one cool thing was when I realized, when I checked Grave and saw the flute in there, that I knew instantly that the coordinates had to be the Stones of Sunlight.
Yeah, that made a lot of sense. Then you knew right away where you needed to go, and then you attempted that count, but then kind of caught on real quick that Gwalen was going to be the answer. And I think having Gwalen also helped, first to push you towards Charlock when you saw the 3K to 16, but then, helped you get there afterwards.
I think without Gwalen, I would have gone to Charlock on 15 anyway, knowing that it's Chaos and the chance of it being a single floor Charlock. And with Chaos being what it is, you just never know. Like, DL1 could be easy, DL2 could also be easy, or DL2 could have like 50% sleep, and you could take down a 200 hit point DL2 even if you're down resources, if you just keep spamming a spell over and over again. But looks like DL2 had no special abilities unless there's like a 25 heal that never got procced.
Yeah, I'd say based on Dabbit's fight there as well, he was definitely in the range for multiple swings to where it would have healed it. It's got to be just fight at this point. But it looks like Dabbit has finally thrown in the towel, is going to go to 16. Has started taking fights again. Yeah, just coming up a little short. 165 on that second fight.
Yeah, if that doubled, you know, if the heal more didn't go bad there, could have had a chance to take it down with that last swing, but just unfortunately not the RNG.
And then just to catch up on the other side, Opty's got it all together. Just either needs to get this next level if they're opting to do that, or go try on 15, which we know is probably not going to work. ic10as has the princess turned in and is working towards some coordinates now, so we'll be shortly behind getting grind and go for themselves.
Yeah, Opti and ic10as might be converging to level 16 and all the things at a sort of similar time here.
Did anybody find a grind anywhere in the seed that was really good or better than the kind of annoying 5-swing Wolf Lord fight that I had?
I would say not. I think pretty much everybody ultimately just got, you know, green dragons on the go, or randomly whatever they were running into. I think rogue scorpions ultimately were okay, or maybe I'm remembering an earlier seed. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think most people were just swinging on armored knights and green dragons and things like that as they were exploring around the world.
I tried to do a backup grind in the green dragon demon knight zone, but then nothing showed up when I decided to stop and sit there for like 80 steps.
Yeah, it's always a shame when that like nice golden enemy doesn't show up. I mean, the Wolf Lord kind of filled that bill a little bit, but was kind of rare to find outside that one little area. Opti gonna go give this a shot at one at 15. The one thing to keep in mind with Opti, strength agility build does not have nearly the HP level that Beta and then Dammit had at level 15, so a little tighter.
Yeah, a lot less likely to get those doubles that Dabbit was able to get.
Do my eyes deceive me, or does Opti have the death necklace? Because I swear I saw a death necklace gold chest. So is this a lucky 1 in 32 pull?
It is, and that's why I was like, I hope we don't get to a DN level that she tries to utilize it. She's about to find out the fact that she's going to want to use the stop spell here.
Yeah, there it is. Dabbit's getting pretty close to level 16 here.
Yeah, Dabbit about 300 away at this point. Gets the no effect. The no effect. Opti, you gotta heal. You gotta heal. You're in DL2 range here. Only one herb left too. Gets above at least getting knocked out by a DL2, but is probably a 1 to 3 swings away depending on how these rolls go.
It's kind of an interesting map. Sort of linear, but not really all. I don't know. It was a little bit interesting. A lot of twists and turns, and then you see Cantlin, and then it kind of leads you to 2 other towns in the grave.
Yeah, I still like the swamp caves being on the same screen with each other. That was a nice touch for the seed.
Well, I would say, barring some good fortune and a hurt more proc here, I don't think that Opti is going to be successful on this first fight.
Yeah, precisely. I mean, the roll. I'll be honest, the rolls are slightly better, but yeah, down multiple Gilmore's going into the fight after the ambush, and And it is what it is, you know. Dabbit, meanwhile, did hit that 16, is re-herbed up, getting ready to top off and go give it another go round. We know it's absolutely attainable here. Beta finished with 2 heal mores in the tank, did get I believe a couple doubles through that fight, but still in a really good spot here to be able to pull this off.
Yep, and ic10as, very close to level 16, doesn't necessarily have does have the rainbow drop, so would be very well served at taking another fight or two just to get up to 16, but it's going to head on in.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they paid attention to their experience or what when after they leveled up to 15 there, but yeah, I mean, they're super, super close.
Unfortunately, the poltergeist is worth what, like 30 XP?
Yeah, they're trashed here for sure. And you know, in the 160s range for Opti, actually, I thought she was running pretty well on swings, just not quite enough. You know, we have a slightly higher HP Dragon Lord too, and not much you can do about that.
So we're pretty close in steps in terms of ic10as and Dabbit here, but Dabbit having that extra level is very important. Extra HP and the attack power, and that 2 MP also, just all very relevant.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Dabbit gets first action. He got slept initially by the first Dragon Lord one. Got the stop spell off eventually. The second one he was successful right away. Let's see how round 3 goes.
If ic10as keeps getting these gold men, might be able to get that level. This could be it right here. This could be a very fortunate gold man encounter.
Yeah, that's a little humorous. It's going to be missing that 2 MP, although we know that's not necessarily needed here. But there's that level.
And we'll be very happy that he decided to take those fights there.
And there we go. Damn it, slept. No effect. No effect.
And another sleep. Wow, 50% sure feels a lot more like 75 sometimes.
Yeah, and opted not to stop spell after waking up, which was interesting. I think maybe wanting to hope and dream that they could keep the extra MP there, but alas, does spend it. Still, we know that they're in a good spot here. Just keep HP'd up and such. I'd use another herb. There we go.
Yeah, I think that with our knowledge, Dabbit is looking pretty good here. But if you're the racer in this circumstance, you can't know. You may be feeling a little bad about losing that heal more. But from what we know, it seems like Dabbit's in a very strong position here.
Well, here we go. Dabbit off to a good 35 right away. Meanwhile, ic10as right behind, if anything goes wrong here, into the spike tile fight with the poltergeist here.
And all but assured that the Dragon Lord has no spells right now, based on the number of times that we've seen, in the 160s.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that 100%. I mean, unless we just hit like the RNG of all RNGs. Like I said, it was beta in the seed, and he hit some really ridiculous numbers sometimes, but I think Dabbit would have gotten it otherwise. Opti grinding a swamp area here ahead, out Armor Knights, I believe. Seems to be just swinging through everything though.
And ic10as gets that stop spell landed, has the 10 heal mores, and is in a pretty good position himself. Or no, now it has the... Never mind.
Yeah, yeah, getting that no effect, that's a lot of no effects, by the way.
That's my fault for misreading and cursing there. That's on me.
Here we go, final heal more down for Dabbit. And almost likely to be the final swing is enough. There we go, get some GGs out for Silly Dabbit in chat. Is going to take second. Pick up 3 more points, putting him at 9, and I don't know the math right now if he pulls off a W against the 14, if that gets into like a tiebreaker way or whatever. I'll have to wait for the people that do the math tell me.
We've got ic10as coming in with 8 heal mores. We're gonna have to see. Dabbit was pretty close on that one, so pending some swings and whether you get a bunch of doubles or not, Icy might not make this.
Yeah, definitely going to have to get some doubles in here. Maybe even if the game forces manufacture one or so. But we're off to the races. Yeah, like that. Just keeps putting them right on the edge. 47, and you can see they were thinking about it for a moment, but did often go ahead and heal more.
Yeah, this being the first fight with the Dragon Lord, you know, it might have 100 HP or something. Maybe a little bit less inclined to attack on 47, but once you know, you're probably going to be thinking a little bit more about, you know, trying to take that on.
Yeah, and there was a very crucial double, getting some good damage range there.
Got 2 heal mores left. Let's see if we can get another double. Oh, there's the breath, so no dice.
Yeah, and the rolls drop to the tail end of the range again. But we'll see how it happens here. Most likely, unlikely, got another double here. 2, maybe 3 more swings. It would have to be really low physicals for 3 swings, though.
And welcome in, Silly Dabbit. GG on your second place finish.
Yeah, GG. I hope everybody enjoyed the 4 Dragon Lord fights as much as I did.
Yeah, it was interesting watching. The first Dragon Lord kind of did you dirty with the no effects, and so you were down quite significant going into that first fight, but got some knowledge out of it. The second one, I believe we had you in the 160-ish area. We've kind of narrowed down Dragon Lord somewhere between 165 and 185, I believe.
Gotcha. Yeah, especially after the last fight, I was like, okay, I think 15 with just better rolls and not getting trolled by DL1 was winnable, but probably still a stretch. I actually almost bailed and outside it when I got down to like 40 something HP on the first fight, but when you're there, I feel like you just have to commit and, you know, see, all right, what's going on here. So
I liked your play there. You played it as well as you could with your resources and such. You took it down to the last swing and threw out that hurt more, which honestly probably wouldn't have covered the range if that was the case. But you know, ultimately, yeah, you went to 16. That's what Beta ultimately did after a failed 15 attempt. Went to 16, got that extra short of 3,000 experience there, and you know, that's just that little bit of extra combination made it feasible.
yeah, definitely. And I thought about it after the first one, but because I was so low on resources and didn't even get close, I was like, all right, I think it's worth at least a second try. And then I got stubborn and went for a third try. And of course, that was the fight where it was like it was just like 9 after 9 on every single swing. And so that's when I was like, all right, just got to buckle down and finish out a grind, get a level, see if you can take it out then. But yeah, GG's Beta.
GG's.
Yeah, and you were manufacturing some doubles in that one fight, and if you didn't get that bad heal more, I think you had a chance to take it down there. You know, potentially maybe hit the range, but just, you know, RNG was not in your favor.
Well, here we go. Like this side race is for third is getting spicy here. Opty just hit 16. ic10as back in for a second go round. Both have knowledge because Opty's been there before as well. But we'll see how this goes. Obviously, ic10as in Sherlock a little bit ahead here, but I don't know. Both should be in a good position to be able to pull this off as long as things go their way.
Yeah, ic10 is really hoping that this stop spell is going to land this time, and does have the extra 2 MP, so if that first stop spell lands, we'll have that extra heal more to work with as well.
So, David, I did want to ask you, did you take on the Green Dragon at the beginning? I'm trying to remember who did and didn't took on that Green Dragon that was on the armor in the treasury.
Like in the very beginning? Like
yeah, right at the start, yep.
Yeah, before we got hurt more, yeah. Yeah, I took a couple swings at it because we had ridiculous strength and testing for chaos, essentially.
Well, I'll let you know. Beta managed to kill it. at level 1 with a couple swings. His swing slightly better than your swings. I thought it was you that was also the one that did a couple swings. So started with the with 7 levels, I think it was, or up to level 7 in the armor right off the gate.
Nice, very nice. Yeah, I mean, I figured it was worth like a shot, like a couple swings. You never know, and you're gaining knowledge. So you know, sometimes you get the good luck, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, buddy. ic10as back into this fight. Has to blow a heal more right away after an ambush to DL2. Unfortunate. Opty right behind, making their way around the top of Sherlock. So now we're down to doubles and rolls.
Yeah, I really enjoyed missing the stop spell, which brought me down a heal more. And I thought during the DL1 fight of just powering through, but with as cast happy as he wind up being, like, I think there was no way getting through it without a stop spell. Or, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it liked its sleep. It liked its hurt more. At least it was weak when it did its physicals. I don't know. We'll see what happens here with ic10as, because here comes Opty, not healing going into this fight. Not ideal, and is dead.
That is a bummer.
That's brutal.
Yeah, on top of going in low HP, double dodged by the poltergeist. Oh my gosh, people can actually do a max roll here? Wow, I saw a 21.
Hey, look at us.
Oh, strong boys, and that is a strong finish. 21-20-19, going to close it out for ic10as, taking 3rd place, picking up 2 points here. Going to go to 9 overall as well. And I'll be honest, I was talking about you going to 9 as well, David. I have no clue how the math works on this. If like a win next week and getting to 14 puts it like in a like a play and in type situation, or how this year's setting up.
Yeah, I haven't been following it closely. I just know typically you got to be in the 15-16 range to be in. Sometimes 15 is a play-in. Maybe you get lucky and 14 is a play-in.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how this all shapes out. Usually it's Tilo telling us in Discord, but he's a busy man this year, so I'm sure Aaron will do some dirty math for us as the week goes on, or somebody else smart at that. But anyway, here we go. Looks like Opty is opting to top off here and go give it another go round. Hopefully, going into the spike fight this time, topped off is one thing I would definitely strongly encourage her to do. Oh man, yeah, good call in chat there. You guys both at 9. You might end up yourself and ic10as might end up in the same group.
Yeah, and if it doesn't work out, if there's no chance, I'm also happy to play spoiler.
So while we're waiting to see if ic10as wants to join us and Opty to go do another dive, the only other thing I was going to ask you, Beta, since you're still here, obviously going to be at minimum tied for 1st in Group 1 next week. It's basically just seeding at that point, definitely guaranteed for postseason, and we're yet another week of chaos. It seems like a lot of chaos so far this year. Anything you're looking forward to in week 5?
I am just going to meme the heck out of it. Do not expect a single character name next week. And I might do some unconventional strategies just for the fun of it. You just never know, because there is no reward for a stronger seed in the playoffs this year. So, I mean, I'll still race. I'll still show up and do that sort of thing. But I'm gonna have some fun with it.
No, I love that, and I am always of that mindset as well. When I can get into a situation where it doesn't matter, I've done that when we did Swiss in the summer tournament before as well. Just had some fun. I can't remember. I think that was Zarnax I was racing. We had we just did some meme stuff and some fun stuff in week 5.
I think you and Dabbit 2 years ago in the summer tournament did some interesting things as well.
I tend, if there's a trend there, for sure. I really enjoy it. I think it's fun to do, when stuff's off, when it doesn't matter or whatever that turns into. But here we go. Opty through the spike. can not stop finding poltergeist, please top off a little bit and use a stop spell.
There we go.
Opty will be called a fool yet again. Even arrows down to the node just to be safe. Get the ambush slept because why not?
This is a game that we play.
There we go. Yeah, there you go. Great job, game here. You know, when it rains, it pours. Gets ambush slept. No effect. Slept again. Here comes the hurt more barrage. At least do physicals if you're gonna do it. But no. We're gonna play this game. We're gonna try stop spell again and no effect.
Boy, oh boy. At least that wasn't a sleep cast there.
Third time's the charm. You gotta heal more though. Or you have a couple herbs. Yeah, use some herbs.
Things looking much better.
Agreed, and I agree with chat. Use the heal as well. That's something that does get overlooked a lot, especially in this situation, because it's not very often you're wanting to look to use a spare heal in a Dragon Lord fight, even a Dragon Lord 1 fight.
Avoids the DL2 ambush, so that's something.
Yeah, off to the races, all about potentially pulling some doubles and rolls here. Just remember they're working with 10 less HP versus the other runners at level 16 because of the strength agility build.
Yeah, I'm not sure that the 4 extra defense in this circumstance is gonna, give you the same double odds as that 10 extra HP is.
Swings on a 46 and is not punished for it. Come on, good heal more. Decent heal more there.
Hey, that's what you got to do to get this done. So she's doing what she's got to do right now. With that physical, could have gotten another double there, but was a little bit too high.
Welcome in, ic10as. We'll wrap up this Opty fight real fast, and we'll get your thoughts on this seed. There's been some decent rolls in here, so I'm feeling. Oh, look at that, easy. Never in doubt. Never in doubt. Get some GGs out in chat for Opty. Going to finish this one out. The Dragon Lord officially 174 HP, so a fun time there. But yeah, well played by everybody. It was a fun time. But yeah, GG ic10as. How are you feeling about this one?
And it may be a push-to-talk situation if you get that set up.
How about that? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're coming in loud and clear.
Oh, excellent, excellent. All right, I finally figured out push to talk. My first time. That was a good game, Opty. That was I really messed up that count. I wanted to do it so bad without rescuing the princess, and then I took a real bad death to a werewolf in grave. Turns out diving grave was not a great idea, but I had so much to find at that point. I still needed sword and stones, and even the token I think I needed too. So diving grave made sense at the time, but it cost me.
No, you're absolutely correct. You were the one runner that just didn't come across that area for quite some time. Where Garanham ultimately was that had the sword in the back. It had tablet down in that area as well that had the token at the end. So since you missed that so early on, and frequently once you got up to where the grave was in the far northwest, I agree. It absolutely made sense. You're still looking for 3 things and only know 1 thing's on the coordinates.
Yeah, definitely. Good game, Beta. Good game, Abbott. On to week 5.
Just curious, what was the highest XP reward that we saw from an enemy tonight?
It's definitely the Wolf Lord 268, I want to say, but Chad will always remind me.
Don't remember running into a Wolf Lord.
246. Or no, what was it? 236. 236. They were right near start, right, Beta?
Yeah, Wolf Lords were south of start. If you think about where Garenham was, they were northwest of Garenham, like a couple screens or so near the water.
And I'll be honest, I don't think anybody else saw Wolf Lord except for Beta. But it was in an area that a lot of people didn't tend to frequently travel.
I felt like I saw one once, but I was way too low leveled, and it sent me back home.
Yeah, I just checked my scroll. I had one encounter, one death to a Wolf Lord.
Of course, yeah. When you have that one enemy that gives more than 100 and something XP is too brutal to take on early, and you just never run into it again. So I ask you both, David and ic10as, we already talked to Beta about week 5. Any thoughts going into week 5? Both of you at 9 points. Not officially out as of yet. Still some other results to come in, and there's always that option or opportunity for a 14 to possibly be into a play-in. More chaos next week. Looking forward to anything? Maybe even potentially racing each other again?
Let's do it. Yeah. Chaos in week 1. Obviously, we got a little bit of chaos tonight, so why not bring it on again?
Yeah, I like Chaos Steeds in general. I have not looked at the week 5 flags yet. I tend to focus on 1 week at a time, and I've got 5 days now before I need to worry about week 5, so I'll be practicing week 5 seeds the rest of this week. But and generally, I prefer Chaos to Standard, so that's a good thing.
I love that.
Yeah, fingers crossed for a tiebreak.
Yeah, I want to say the main differences between week 1 and week 5 are keys are required. I think the map size is normal. Treasure guards are guaranteed. They're flipped on, not tri-stated or off. And I also think that it's random XP requirements and fast as a base.
I think it also might include heal hurt before more.
That is correct. Yep. Well, any final thoughts from the runners before we talk about tomorrow's races and get this thing moving?
GG's to all of y'all. Thank you for the volunteers showing up and covering. And now that my race is done, I will be doing likewise for the remainder of the week.
Yeah, big shout outs to the volunteers, trackers, restreamers, commentators. We appreciate you guys.
Well, we appreciate you guys too. Without you guys running this, wouldn't be anything to commentate on. This was a fun race to watch for sure. So keep an eye on the calendar for tomorrow. We got 2 more races on tap. We have Ziggy Niminva, Hoodie 2 Shoes, my co-com, and Artorias 308, who was trolling us in chat earlier, all at 7 p.m. Eastern. Restream TBD on that one. And then at 9 p.m. Eastern, you got myself, Jackmas, Miplet, and Archfield on RPG Limit Break. So two fun more times tomorrow. It's random %, so who the heck knows what we're going to be facing in either of those races. So make sure to tune in and see how we get trolled. Any final thoughts tonight, Dabbit? Jeez. I'm losing my mind now. It's midnight. Any final thoughts, Hoodie, before we send this over to the Z1 randomizer?
Just another fun time, a good race, some good plays, a lot of fun hanging out with chat, good interaction. It's always a good time here in the Dragon Warrior community, so I just appreciate all of you.
Awesome, yeah. So at Z1 randomizer seed coming up, Speed Gaming 2. But for our restreamer tonight, Schmike and our trackers, what do we have? Shahali and RG365 and my co-com Hoodie. I'm DK9146, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. And it was Camion, not Shahali. I feel bad.